Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has presented compensation checks worth 3.1 billion naira to 331 project-affected persons whose land and property were acquired for major road infrastructure projects across the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the compensation reflects the state's commitment to balance infrastructure development with social justice, stressing that government has a moral obligation to protect the interests of citizens affected by public projects.
Residents affected by land acquired by the Lagos State government in overriding public interest converge on the Adeyemi Bero Auditorium in Alausa, Ikeja, to receive their checks from Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for sacrificing their landed property for the development of Lagos State. The Lagos State Lands Bureau, in charge of collating those affected by public infrastructure, commend the beneficiaries for their cooperation.
This exercise is a continuation of the compensation presentation previously held on 3rd December 2024 at this same venue. Today's event further underscores the consistency of this administration in fulfilling its statutory obligation to citizens whose properties and interests have been affected by the public infrastructural projects. To our esteemed project-affected persons, permit me to express our sincere appreciation for your patience, understanding, and cooperation throughout the acquisition and compensation process. It's a long road. We recognize the sacrifices you have made, and we assure you that you are contributing to the delivery of critical infrastructure that will improve the lives of millions of Lagosians today and benefit generations yet unborn.
On behalf of the government of Lagos State and the entire management of Lands Bureau, I wish to just acknowledge the sacrifice you have made in the interest of public good and community development. We understand that leaving your homes and places of business is not easy. Today, in fact, is in fulfillment of government commitment to the principles of prompt and adequate compensation as provided by the law. This payment is not just a financial transaction. It is a gesture of goodwill, respect for your rights, and recognition of your cooperation. No amount of money can fully replace memories or years of labor. But we pray that this compensation will cushion the effect of displacement and help you settle with dignity.
Speaking on behalf of the beneficiaries, the Adeboruwa of Igbogbo Kingdom, Oba Semiuddin Kasali, applauds the state government for fulfilling compensation commitments dating back to 2016.
I want to convey the appreciation of Igbogbo, the Shawo community, Badagry community, some areas in the Ikeja division and other parts of Lagos that were affected by the removal exercise to pave way for the growth and development that we are all yearning for. Mr. Governor, thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you very much for being a listening person, because you have resolved to clear the backlog as promised on the last time we were here.
The Lagos State Deputy Governor, Mr. Kadri Hamzat, urges beneficiaries to remain active participants in the democratic process.
We must do this in Lagos because a distance that takes about an hour now takes 15 minutes. So we must continue to expand our roads, build this infrastructure. But what the government has promised is that if it affects your properties, you will be compensated. So we thank Lagos State government, headed by our captain, Governor Sanwo-Olu, for fulfilling that promise. Let us do the right thing. What is the right thing? Onbeka ba PVC, kate kashe right thing. Right thing nibeke lo dibo for APC.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says the compensation was paid in line with Sections 28 and 29 of the Land Use Act, which empowers government to acquire land in overriding public interest while mandating fair compensation to affected property owners.
Development that ignores justice, they say it cannot command public trust. So we want to ensure that we're governing with a people face. We want to ensure that we're governing transparently and we're governing with a serious public trust. So today, we'll be presenting well over 3 billion to over 300 individual and projects affected persons whose land or property were acquired for strategic projects across the state. And so we see every claim that have been verified through a due process. They've done enumeration, we've done professional valuation, and we've confirmed the titles. And so we're ensuring that compensation reaches the rightful owners and no one else. These projects, I believe, are strategic investments into the future of our dear state. We did not take this land to allocate to ourselves. This land we're taking to improve the quality of life for you, for your family, and for your businesses. But in doing that, yes, we might have affected you in one way. Because they always say something. Everybody wants a bridge. It's just that nobody wants it in front of his house. But when you do the bridge, everybody likes it. Everybody wants to ride on it. Everybody knows that it will increase, it improve quality time. But just everybody wants it just away from them. But as a responsible government, our responsibility is to ensure that the greatest good is for the greatest number.
He also assures those whose compensation have not yet been paid that they would receive their payments as soon as possible.
It takes on a solemn obligation in return that we need to compensate those affected. We need to compensate them fairly, we need to compensate them transparently, and we need to compensate them promptly. Today's ceremony is therefore in fulfillment of that obligation. It is not charity, it is justice. It is not a favor, it is your right. Progress that overlooks people, they say it cannot endure. Development that ignores justice, they say it cannot command public trust. And so to every project affected persons that is represented here today, your silence has been acknowledged. Your contribution has been appreciated or is being appreciated. And your partnership in the development of Lagos will never be taken for granted. Your cooperation is helping us to shape the larger Lagos agenda that your children and indeed your generation yet unborn will inherit with pride. And so let me also offer a word of counsel. We know that these funds, it should work for you. You should invest them wisely. Please, it's like we're giving you pension or whatever it is. You're not meant the very next day to turn it to buy ashwebi or to remarry or to, just to, You are meant to invest it properly, and you are meant to use it to secure your families. You are meant to use it to rebuild stronger the things that will make life a lot more meaningful for you. That's what we're believing that you use it for.
331 landowners have been compensated with a total of 3.1 billion naira for partnering with government to provide road infrastructure across the metropolis.